Oh my stars, could it be? The self-same adventurer who helped us keep wickedness at bay and transformed All Saints' Wake from a night of screams into a day of revelry. Thank the 12 for bringing you to us, for the fiends of the realm knock at our door once again, and we need a dauntless soul to help us ensure they don't tear it off its hinges. The host of this year's Parade of Horrors is a woman with a pumpkin for a head. I shudder to consider whether this is some elaborate costume, or, no, perhaps it is best not to know. Her strange appearance makes my skin crawl, to say nothing of her underlings. Why, one might think the Continental Circus was come again, hiding their monstrous intentions behind the guise of celebration. We can be grateful that none have yet fallen under their spell, but I fear it is only a matter of time. We must act quickly to unearth their schemes. I would begin a thorough investigation at once, but I'm afraid my surveillance duties here prevent me from moving freely. That, my friend, is why I need you. Approach this pumpkin-headed witch under the flag of friendship, and offer your services to her ghastly celebration. If you catch even a whiff of foul deeds, I want you to put a stop to them before any innocents come to harm. I knew I could count on you. Now then, you can find our quarry just across the way at Khetto's Amphitheatre, where she is doubtless attempting to draw any and all passers-by into her ungodly procession. Humor her for now, but take care not to fall victim to her honeyed words. The pumpkin-headed woman can be found at Khetto's Amphitheatre, where she is attempting to coax the common folk into her terrifying carter. Put on a mask of friendliness, and put an end to any evil she may be brewing up.
Hello there, pumpkin. Enjoying the festivities, I hope. If there's anything you'd like to know, just ask away. We're a troupe of entertainers who have taken it upon ourselves to host All Saints' Wake in the absence of the Continental Circus. We hope to turn frowns upside down with equal aplomb. We've prepared all manner of exciting events that are guaranteed to delight and affright. So why not take a brief respite from the daily grind of adventuring and join in the festivities? Legend has it that, once a year, the 12 honor the saints by hosting a lavish feast in the heavens. While the saints are away, however, the realm is bereft of their divine protection, and creatures of darkness come out in droves. Fearing for their lives, the people took to shutting themselves inside their homes. Those who had no choice but to venture outside disguised themselves as fiends, in hopes that they would go unnoticed by the real ones. Frightening business, isn't it? But that's all in the past now, for these days we have valorous adventurers like you to keep our cities safe when the saints are away. Having no more reason to be afraid, the people went and turned All Saints' Wake into a fun celebration. A truly detestable, delightful state of affairs.
Hey, it is you. I knew your arrival was inevitable, for any who once indulge in the revelry of All Saints' Wake cannot resist a chance to relive their experience. Oh, such eagerness! We are ever in need of willing hands to help with the festivities, preferably with bodies still attached. Of course, I understand you have been tasked with bringing to light any iniquity on my part. But you know from experience that I am perfectly harmless, so you are free to conduct your little investigation, if it pleases you. together, I believe we can make this All Saints' Wake into one that will be remembered for moons to come. Yet before we begin, allow me to illuminate the history of this event and our intentions here. On this most unhallowed of nights, the saints revel in their palatial heavens, and as their judgmental eyes become leaden from drink, the impure are free to feast and frolic without fear of punishment. In ages past, the common folk would rue the coming of this night and cower in their homes. That is, until the adventurers took it upon themselves to rid the streets of evil, thus turning the event into a celebration of your collective bravery. A joyous happening, to be sure. But what of the goblin, the ghost, and the gremlin? Unfortunately, there are many monstrous sorts who yet consider this a night to spread fear like a plague. And so it struck me, what if All Saints' Wake could be an occasion for celebration among mortal and monster alike? I believe there is room for light in even the darkest of hearts. Which brings me to the question of your involvement. I would have you aid a minion of mine named Papa Gruff in facilitating an All Saints' Wake that will allow yours and mine to join hands in mutual merriment. Perhaps you know Papa Gruff. He was once a void and so depraved that his kin spoke of him only in hushed whispers. But I have since shackled, or rather, politely reasoned with him to commit devilry no more. Knowing of his formidable magical prowess, I have set him to work under these guiding words, frighten enough to tickle, but not scar. Fear need not be an unpleasant experience, and Papa Gruff is doing his utmost to strike that delicate balance between felicity and fright. Not with much success, as I understand. I would love to proffer him advice myself, but I believe one such as you would know better what appeals to the mortals of this city. Might you give our beleaguered Papa Gruff a few words of advice? Hey, thank you, truly. He should be putting on a performance near the Leatherworkers Guild at present, assuming he has yet to be chased from Gridonia's borders. Please speak with him, and give him my encouragement. Papa Gruff decided the best place to dazzle the people of Gridonia would be the Leatherworkers Guild. I understand he is having trouble keeping his audience engaged, which runs markedly counter to the stipulations of our agreement. Needless to say, he requires your help.
This here's the Leatherworkers Guild, renowned throughout Eorzea for producing the best leather goods that guild can buy. If you're willing to wait 2 years, that is. They've more orders than they can fill, see, which is why it's become necessary to maintain a whaler presence here. Suffice to say, some customers ain't used to disappointment. Like that prickly fellow over yonder. Wonder when he'll give up and go home.
Damn those stubborn leather workers. I spent a fortune on this marmot pelt, but they refused to use it in my order. God's sakes, the blasted creature's already dead. Surely, it would be the greater crime not to make it into a pair of boots.
Is he quite well?
You are that meddlesome adventurer. Ahem. Brother, I see tidings of my humble performance have reached even your ears, good madam. Please, honor me with your presence as my guest of honor. Without further ado, I shall summon a foul, fell beast before your very eyes. I only hope you have brought a change of small clothes.
A monster. It'll take more than a magician's cantrip to scare me.
Look here, my dear thrill seekers. Here lies an ordinary pumpkin, or is it? Take care not to blink, for any moment of distraction may well be your last. Oh, the terror. Those bloodthirsty eyes, those razor-sharp fangs. Flee if you dare, but this hellhound will chase you to the ends of the earth to have its ounce of flesh, and I would know, considering the scars of its wrath upon my backside. Imagine each and every pumpkin adorning this fair city transformed into such a thing. Why, dread would prey upon Gridonia to the last eel, if I made it so. A veritable banquet of chaos.
Har har har. Bloody brilliant. You drew us in all that torque of monsters, only to dash our expectations with an adorable pup. I admit some confusion at first, but now I see you are a clown among clowns.
Not a single blood-curdling scream. But a smile is not a complete failure, I suppose. My pumpkin-headed master asked you to help me. Well, allow me to peel back the curtain, as they say. Considering our previous acquaintance, this hardly bears repeating, but my true form is that of a VOICED. My, not even a grimace. Well, I suppose it would be inconvenient if you ran away screaming after every sideways glance in my direction. Now, for the matter of this furry abomination. Frightened enough to tickle, but not scar, is the agreement that binds me to my master. I don't need to be told twice that summoning any of my kind would be in gross violation of that covenant. So, remembering the deceptively winsome countenance of this vicious hellhound, I thought it would strike the perfect balance between horrifying and heartwarming. That is, until a child at an earlier show burst into tears at the pup's appearance. Now I have seen a man react with a hearty laugh to the exact same dog, with nary a trace of fear in his voice. The difference is vexing. Tell me, is a puppy something to be feared or cuddled? Do you jest? You mean to say your kind's definition of terror differs from person to person? I admit, that does explain the sheer contrast in reactions I have observed so far. And it does place me between a rock and a hellish, soul-rending place. If my task was simply a matter of bringing people to fearful tears, the ground beneath you would already be soaked through. How in the hell's good name does one frighten to tickle? But you, with your delicate sensibilities can teach me to mix dread and delight into a charmingly chilling concoction. Let us begin at once. Let's get right to it, eh? First, we need to find people to scare, but not scar. Your kind seems to gravitate towards the pumpkins we have placed throughout the city, which creates the perfect opportunity for mild mischief. One of our displays should be just over this hill and another is near the Lancers Guild. Your job is to tell me what to transform the pumpkins into once we find suitable test subjects. Let's see how well you tickle.
Harper Gruff is now accompanying you. Keep him at your side in order to proceed with quest objectives. You can leave Harper Gruff behind by entering a different area, or by speaking with him and selecting the option to part ways. If you wish to have Harper Gruff accompany you again, return and speak with him at the original location.
All Saints' Wake performance. Very well, but I face slavering monsters almost daily, so it will take something quite fantastic to make me flinch.
Oh, I could make him flinch so hard his heart would burst in his chest. But that's neither here nor there. What type of ghoul would be suitable? Well, if you say so. Allow me to oblige.
Gods. That gave me quite a fright. I only hope I never face such a monstrosity on one of my patrols, else my final act might be to soil my breeches. Well played, well played. This looks almost real. I believe I might see this terrifying visage in my nightmares for some time yet.
You may have heard terrifying stories of my past, but I regret to say the magics I wield don't quite live up to my reputation. I only have a talent for minor transmogrification, really. My master, on the other hand. Oh, I shudder to think what mayhem she would be capable of if she wished it. 'Tis good to see you again. We are using Gridonia as our base of operations, honing our skills while offering our assistance to the guilds as they require it. While we may enjoy a comparatively peaceful life at present, it does not mean that no trouble is afoot. There is no rest for the Scions.
Oh, how I miss hoary Boulder. I longed for the day I could have a brother on each arm, but it seems all that dreaming was for naught. My appetite is lost, and sleep does not come easy. I can scarce hold my bow without my hands starting to shake. Could this be? This lack of brotherly love must be causing me to suffer withdrawal. Oh, help me, Clements.
These decorations are so scary. You are not here to trick me, are you? This one is ripe for the picking. Here. Ahem. Forget I said anything. So, what type of ghoul do you suggest? Hell, if you really think so. Eek. Huh. You know, when you look at it, it's actually kind of cute. The puff of smoke was a little scary though. I think I'm beginning to understand. If a fright doesn't kill your kind, it can actually be somewhat pleasant. I believe I'm ready to take the proverbial stab at it. Come, there should be more pumpkins around Akalu Falls. It gets cuter every time I look at it. I wonder if any of the other pumpkins will transform. You may have heard terrifying stories of my past, but I regret to say the magics I wield don't quite live up to my reputation. I only have a talent for minor transmogrification, really. My master, on the other hand. Oh, I shudder to think what mayhem she would be capable of if she wished it.
Don't tell me you're supposed to send a chill down my spine. Clowns are for babies.
For babies, are they? Hell, I'll make this last wish she was back in her mother's womb. You there, little girl. Look well upon this pumpkin.
Ah. M monster. Ah, haha. What impressive magic. My heart won't stop pounding. Da and Ma will have the fright of their life when I tell them I saw a real, honest to God's monster. I can't wait to tell them. Haha, I'll think twice before I insult a clown again. Thank you for the thrills.
Did she say, thank you? I scared her near out of her shoes, and she thanks me. Can't say I have experienced that before. I dare say I even enjoyed it. Yes, now is the time to capitalize upon this newfound, tickling, skill of mine. Let us visit the display near the Whistling Miller next. Good day to you, young lady. Might you join me in celebrating the joyous occasion that is All Saints' Way?
Celebrate? That's the last thing on my mind. Please, go and bother someone else with that ghoulish makeup.
Oh my, aren't you in a fright? And not the good kind, either. What happened, lass? Papa Gruff is here to help.
You'll really help? Well, I could certainly do worse than a clown. I've come from the Great Loam Growery, although fled from is probably more appropriate. I was tilling the fields like always, when I heard a frightful voice from behind me. I turned around to meet it, and came face to face with the foulest monster I've ever seen. When I regained my senses, I was here, my throat hoarse from screaming. No power in the realm can persuade me to return, not while that horror wanders unchecked.
A monster. But we haven't visited the growery yet. What could it have been, do you think? Impossible. Those illusions are no more capable of free movement than the pumpkins they sprang from. I believe something much more real may be lurking in Gridonia. Yes, no doubt there are voices running amok. Here I am, tying myself into knots trying to learn the subtleties of spooky, while some uncaught brute goes rampaging through the 12 Westwood with nary a thought towards artistry. If we forgive such behavior, our efforts to find glee in terror will have been for naught. Tremble in fear no longer, lass. We shall investigate the matter.
Truly? You're the first people to believe my claims are more than seasonal mischief. Oh, I knew Father was wrong when he said all clowns were villains. Thank you.
Again those words ring strangely in my ears, however, 'tis not an entirely unpleasant sensation. I know this wasn't why you were sent to assist me, but there's no telling how many of my kind we may find. A single void? A clown can only achieve so much, so would you lend me your aid in case the situation gets undesirably bloody? Thank you. Look at me, expressing gratitude, and to one of your kind no less. Well, no matter. Let us depart to the great loam growery and settle this.
That frightful thing snuck up on me at the Great Loam Growery. I fear it will be some time yet until I can work up the courage to return.
I see nothing out of the ordinary here, but I know they are close. Our roguish quarry is close, doubtless lying in wait somewhere to catch us unawares. Once they show themselves, don't indulge them with anything but a face of stony indifference.
DCH. Oh, come on.
As I thought, a fellow VOICED. And what, pray tell, are you doing here?
A brother of the void. Then you know why I'm here, for the night of devilry. Once, we were free to caress, creep, and caper, guided by the great pumpkin-headed archfiend. For too long we have been denied our demonic rights, and it is I who shall reinstate our grandest event. Yes, the age of the great gourd shall give way to the era of the great pot. Even now, my allies lie in wait throughout the city, ready to usher in the night of devilry. You must join us, brother. Join us as we rise again.
No.
What? Why?
Even if I wanted to, my covenant prevents me from engaging in the wanton wildness you propose. Regardless, I have no desire to join you for some cheap jaunt through the city with only a few startled mortals to show for it. Such indelicate devilry would only result in our swift and total annihilation.
Ha. Spoken like a true coward. Don't tell me you're frightened of some sharpened sticks and clumsy clubs.
Oh, but I am frightened, as you too would be, had you tasted the full brunt of my master's fury. Perhaps you may yet, if you continue to insist upon this foolish course. I have learned how to blend in with the people here and extract terror in such a way that does not tempt retaliation. Your plan would bring but a single night of debauchery. Learn how to cohabit, however, and our collective revelry can last forevermore.
Traitor. Then my minions and I will devour you and your measly meekabo of a friend.
Hehehe.
Each that head. The great. Good.
Naughty children ill-deserve to join in the festivities. They should be happy as decorations, to serve as an example for any who would follow in their footsteps.
My lady. How I mean, pleasant it is to see you. Dare I ask why you graced us with your presence?
I got wind of a void-sent disturbance and came here to investigate. When I heard your voices, I knew something was afoot. Hey, I must say, I am quite pleased that you see the merit in my approach to All Saints' Wake. Yet something must be done about the other beasts that have crept into the city. Let us give them the same treatment and continue enjoying this unhallowed season on our own terms.
That wretch reminded me of myself, long ago. For but a twist of fate, I might even now be adorning the streets of Gridonia by its side.
With your help, rounding up our reckless kin should prove to be a simple matter. Let us make this All Saints' Wake an occasion to remember for those who dwell in the light and shadow alike. If you sight any errant ghouls, perform the spell I demonstrated earlier. In so doing, we shall convince the residents of Gridonia that the source of their supposed nightmares was naught but a cluster of mundane pumpkins. This wand possesses the transformative power you require. Simply swing it about in a grandiose manner and point it at your target. Once the charms have been cast, I shall collect the pumpkins. I understand they are quite delicious when baked in pie. Hey.
You have learned the emote All Saints charm.
Just when I was getting the hang of being the life of the party instead of the death of it. Let's wrap this up quickly, lest this year's All Saints' Wake be remembered as a disaster. I sensed something sinister lurking deeper in these fields. as well as a trail heading to the east. Perhaps towards the market or the Lancers Guild. Splitting up will be the easiest way to end this quickly. I'll escort the botanist from earlier back here and deal with whatever still haunts the brewery. I shall use the opportunity to convince her that what she witnessed before was nothing but an overzealous pumpkin. That should put her heart at ease. I will leave the rest of Gridonia to you. Once the VOICED have been warily vegetated, meet me at Khetto's Amphitheatre so we can deliver my master news of our success. Now, let the show begin.
Monsters have invaded the city.
Hey hee hee.
The Wood Whaler and the VOICED are locked in a tense standoff. Flick your wand and use the All Saints charm to lighten the mood.
A pumpkin? Wait, this is all part of the All Saints Wake festivities, isn't it? I must say, that made my heart skip a beat. If this is what adorns the streets, I cannot wait to see what the main stage has in store.
Damnable dusk whites.
What is that awful thing? What? It was just a pumpkin. I knew the Wood Whalers wouldn't let such wicked things into the city. I've never seen such a feat of illusion before. If the rest of All Saints Wake is as entertaining, I'd best go and find the main event.
If I don't look, it'll go away. Ha! What? It was a pumpkin the whole time. I can't believe I fell for that. But now that I know it was just a trick, I'd like to see it again.
You have turned all the prowling voidsent into harmless pumpkins? Harbour Gruff awaits at Khetto's Amphitheatre to hear tidings of your success.
You are returned, and that means Credonia is free of mischievous void scent. Hey, let us hear what Papa Gruff has to say.
There you are. I took care of the voidsent still haunting the Great Lone Brewery. Did your hunt go as smoothly? Good. Now we can safely say that the only frights in store for the citizens of Credonia are of the decidedly entertaining variety.
I took the liberty of gathering the pumpkins you created. Their punishment will not be eternal, but they can stand to remain in their current form for the duration of the festivities. It is the least they can do in repentance. Hey.
There you are, my fearless clown. Thank you for reassuring me. I had worried I might have to retire from my position at the Great Loam Growery and seek less haunted climates.
As the master of the Botanists Guild, allow me to extend my personal thanks for helping my gifted pupil avoid such a decision. It would have been a grievous loss for all of us.
Oh, it was no trouble at all. In fact, I should thank you for being such an exemplary audience. A true entertainer brings his all to every stage, be it a grand amphitheater or cozy vegetable patch. I only hope you were half as thrilled as I was.
That scary, whatever that was looked so real. I never could have guessed it was just a garden variety pumpkin. Truly, I feel privileged to have seen a master of illusion at his craft.
As do I. Would that every day were so filled with surprises. As a token of our thanks, we have made some pumpkin cookies from our most recent crop. Please enjoy them in good health.
I do believe I can get used to this being thanked thing. Well, since you have gone through the trouble, I'd best eat them before they have cooled. To my good health. This is delicious. This flavor, I have never tasted anything like it. The cookie's ether is tinged with something I can't quite pin down. It's bold, but not overpowering. Is this the taste of gratitude? Oh, how much of my life have I wasted only supping on terror, when all along the whole world of flavors was left neglected?
I'm not entirely sure what you mean, but I shall consider your words a compliment, nonetheless. These cookies are but a small token of my appreciation. I only wish I could have given more.
You mean, I could potentially receive more gifts? If frightened, performing my act will get me more baked delights, I'd better get to work straight away. Why, this is shaping up to be quite the All Saints' wake, indeed.
Hey, I could not have imagined a better day of celebration for all. Our success here is in no small part thanks to you. As I believe that Papa Gruff now has matters well in hand, I shall return to my manor. Pray visit if you are so inclined. Yes, before I forget. Do apprise that troublesome investigator of what has transpired here. Maybe he will finally cast his prying eyes elsewhere.
Truth be told, I didn't think this plan for a harmonious All Saints' wake would ever work. But I'm glad to be proven wrong.
You really enjoyed those cookies, didn't you? I'll make another batch as soon as I can.
I am dreadfully sorry, but you must first speak with my master before I can escort you.
Preparations for the marvelous masquerade are presently underway, but do come back soon.
I've heard he goes wild for cookies. Quite the odd spectacle.
What a fantastic yarn. Monsters plotting against monsters, all to make us happy. I admit I find your story hard to swallow, but I also see no reason why a fellow guild member would lie. Very well, I shall take your tale at face value and consider these to be glad tidings indeed. However, I cannot help but wonder if this was all an elaborate ruse. They knew we were watching them, and that may have compelled them to put on a show of charity. After all, a monster cannot change its skin overnight. I shall continue to keep a close eye on their activities from afar. I thank you for everything you've done, and hope against hope that the evil has been laid to rest.
You now have access to Sleepy Hollow. Speak with the unusual usher, and make Khetto's Amphitheatre to be escorted to the costume party.